Hi there, folks. My name is Luke Deerklein, and I'm here to talk to you about CERT and disaster relief. No matter where we live, disasters are unfortunately a real threat. These disasters can be both natural and man-made. In order to combat these threats, we've created organizations that assist in the relief effort. While these organizations are sufficient to handle most of the everyday situations that occur in a town or city, they can quickly become stretched thin when a larger disaster strikes. So, with that in mind, in 1987, the Los Angeles Fire Department put their heads together with FEMA to create CERT, or Community Emergency Response Teams. The idea behind CERT is to provide civilians with awareness and the preparation they need so they can lend additional support during a disaster. As a previous CERT member and instructor, I know that the primary way of communication while deployed in the field is to call one another on the phone, which, as you can see from these images, is an extremely inefficient way to connect with your teammates during an actual emergency. So, I hypothesized a CERT mobile app to fill that communication gap. This led me to do a little bit of digging, which proved to be the most challenging part of the project since I was designing an app for a niche group of people in a very specific scenario, and data was somewhat hard to come by. However, ultimately I was able to obtain the data I needed to create the prototype, which I'll now demonstrate for you. Now imagine, if you will, that a large storm has just struck the Twin Cities, Minnesota, and CERT has been mobilized. I, as a trainer, am most likely assigned to the ICC, or the Incident Command Center, to help deploy the CERT teams around the city. Now, a request just came in for further assistance to South St. Paul. To make sure all teams are aware and accountable of each other, I'm going to send out an admin alert regarding Team 2, since I know that Team 2 is in the area and I can go ahead and redeploy them. So let's do that now. I'll log in, immediately greeted with recent activity. Head on down to More, head on over to Alerts to create my alert. I'm going to let everybody know that Team 2 has been redeployed to South St. Paul. I'll send that out, and this message will be seen across the board, both admins and field ops, when they log in under the recent activity. Next, I have 2 assignments that I need to assign to teams, but I realize I don't have enough teams deployed to cover those tasks, so I need to create a new one. So let's head on down to Team Management. Here I see Team 2 through Team 7. Now I know nobody's assigned to Team 7, so I'm going to go ahead and delete that. And I'm going to go ahead and create a new team. Here I can see my team name, Team 1. I can add up to 5 members, of which I'm going to add 4, including Carol, who is our newest recruit. Create that team. And now I can begin assigning tasks to that team. So let's go back and go ahead and click on Team 1. Here I can see all 4 of my members. Now for argument's sake, let's just say I've already created the first task, which is disaster assessment. I'll create their second task now. Click and create. See my task name, location, description, and a priority. This priority drop down, let's go ahead and select medium. What this will do is create a sense of hierarchy for all teams to know which task to tackle first. Create that task. Okay, they have both tasks ready to go. And as an admin, I'm going to go ahead and log out. Now I'm going to bring you over to the field ops facing side under Carol Danvers, our newest recruit. Let's go ahead and log in. And we immediately see that we are greeted by the recent activity. Here we can see what teams have been doing, as well as any admin alerts, and we can see that we have Team 2 has been redeployed to South St. Paul. So I'll know where all teams are at any given point. I also see I have 2 notifications, so go ahead and select those. See I have a message and a new task assignment. Let's go ahead and check out this message. And in these messages I can see that they've been broken down per team, as well as incident command, general messages, events, and I can always add any direct messages if I want. Right now I have 1 new from Team 1, so let's check that out. I can see Erica sent me something. So let's go ahead and respond back to him. Send. We're good to go. Next, let's check out that new task. Head on back over here to my notifications, new task assignment. This brings me to my team page where I can see all 4 of my team members, as well as quick links for messaging, and phone calls. What this will do is reduce the amount of time it'll take for team members to be able to communicate with one another while in the field, so they don't have to go outside the app to do so. I also see I have a new task down here, as well as a regular task, the disaster assessment that's been added prior to, which is in the open field. Let's go ahead and check out this new task. Here I can see the task, the location. I don't have a start time or duration yet. I do see a description. I immediately see that I have medium priority. I already know I have a higher priority task, so I need to cancel here. And let's just say we're ready to go ahead and start this task, disaster assessment. Click on that. And I can see a task, location, start time, duration. Let's go ahead and start this task. Okay. I can see disaster assessment has been dropped down to the in progress bar. Let's just say time has passed. We're ready to go ahead and complete that. So click back in. I can see the start time has been added, as well as duration 23:15. Now what this time ticker will do, it'll actually double as a data analytics tracker to improve future efficiency, as well as a way for the ICC to be able to keep tabs on any team's progress at any given point. Now as a team member, I also want to let the ICC know that I have a few extra things to add about this task. In this case, I want to go ahead and add a few photos, as well as some additional information about those photos for the ICC. Go ahead and save that, and I can always go back and edit that or add that if I want to by going into Edit Notes. In this case, we don't need to, so let's go ahead and complete this task. Okay, we're all set. And we can see that that task has now been dropped down to the completed section. Now, before I continue into my next task, I want to go ahead and just make sure that my personal protection equipment checks out. So I'm going to head on down to my field guide. And here I have the field guide completely broken down into PPE, home preparedness, search and rescue, triage, and hazmat. That way, field ops don't have to carry their large, thick manual around with them in case they need to use that for reference while out in the field. Let's click on PPE, and I can go ahead and compare what I have on me to this equipment checklist. Now let's just say everything goes ahead and checks out. Now, before I log out, I do want to make sure that my digital badge has been created by my admin. Head on down to More. Head over to Badge. I can see here that the badge ID has been created. So I know that if I need to go ahead and show my badge to authorities in the field, I can always log into my app and show this to them. Go ahead and log out. Now going forward, for future versions, I would absolutely take a look into more offline features for this app. Specifically, turning your phone into a radio, or a CB radio. The capability here would be in case a cell tower goes down. Now, most phones actually do have that ability built in at the moment, but many service providers opt to turn that off, so more research would be required in that area. And I just wanted to thank you. And again, my name is Luke Dirklein.